Okay, let's just dive right in. There's uh, this belief that feels almost sacred in the corporate world. The one radical transparency, total candor. We see companies like Bridgewater or Netflix, and we think, okay, to get better, my team needs to just tear my performance apart. It's like this accepted wisdom, right? That critical feedback is the breakfast of champions. But what if I told you that our stack of sources today suggests that this whole thing is, well, completely backward?
It definitely goes against the grain. But the data we're looking at here, I mean, it spans neurobiology, psychometrics, behavioral science. It just fundamentally dismantles this feedback
The
fallacy.
feedback fallacy. That is a heavy title. So are we really saying that telling people how to improve,
Yep.
it doesn't actually help them learn?
It's a little more specific. The research shows that focusing on people's gaps, telling them what they're doing wrong, often gets in the way of learning. And it all starts with a problem we almost never talk about: the reliability of the feedback itself.
Right, the whole source of truth idea. But let me just play devil's advocate for a second. If 8 different people tell me I'm a bad listener, I mean, surely that's just a fact, isn't it?
You would think so. But this is where the idiosyncratic rater effect comes into play. It's fascinating. Decades of psychometric research show that when someone rates you on anything, more than half of that rating, we're talking 55 to 71%, it reflects the rater's personality, not yours.
Wait, hold on. So if my manager rates me low on, say, strategic thinking, it might just be because
What?
they're a harsh grader, or they have a weird definition of strategy.
Exactly. It's a projection. The sources use this great analogy about color blindness. Imagine you're colorblind, and I ask you to rate the redness of a rose. You can't really do it accurately, right? Your measurement system is flawed.
Okay, I'm with you. And if you get 7 of your other colorblind friends to help,
You don't get closer to the truth. You just get a more reliable measurement of your shared error.
so it's all noise, no signal.
All noise, no signal. The only thing we are truly reliable witnesses to is our own feelings. A manager can say, "This presentation bored me." That's true. But they can't objectively say, "You are boring."
That's a huge distinction. Okay, but let's talk biology. Even if the feedback is flawed, don't I still need to know where my gaps are so I can fix them?
Well, that's based on the empty vessel theory of learning. Like you're a container that needs to be filled up. But neurobiology tells us that learning is more like growing new buds on a branch. We grow the most where we already have strong neural connections in our areas of strength.
So trying to fix my weaknesses is just biologically inefficient.
It's actually worse than inefficient. It triggers a threat response. When we get criticism, when we focus on what's wrong, it activates the sympathetic nervous system. That's your fight or flight mode.
So let me get this straight. My boss says, you need to work on your executive presence, and my brain treats that like a saber-toothed tiger attack.
Precisely. The brain views that criticism as a threat. Cortisol floods your system, and it shuts down the very cognitive openness you need to learn anything new. Whereas focusing on strengths, on a vision of what's good, that activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is what helps with neurogenesis. It's the rest and grow state.
Okay, but this has to be practical. A manager can't just ignore mistakes. If my team is messing up, I can't start talking about their neurons. We need a solution.
You're right. You can't ignore reality. The key is to shift from remediating failure to replaying excellence. There's a fantastic story in the stack about Tom Landry, the legendary Dallas Cowboys coach.
Oh, I think I know this one. While every other coach was showing players tapes of missed tackles.
He did the opposite. He created highlight reels, personalized reels of each player doing something perfectly.
So he was showing them their own unique version of excellence.
Exactly. He wasn't saying don't do that. He was showing them this, do more of this, because excellence is idiosyncratic. It looks different on everyone.
And there's a technique for this in the day-to-day, right? The highest priority interrupt.
Yes. Normally, we stop everything when there's a fire to put out, when something goes wrong. The idea here is to do that when you see something go right. Stop the person in their tracks and say, yes, what you just did there, that's it.
You anchor the success in their mind immediately. It changes the whole conversation from, here's what you did wrong, to, here's what excellence looks like on you.
And that really brings us to the big takeaway. Excellence is not the opposite of failure. You can't study depression to understand joy. You can't study exit interviews to understand why people stay.
So for you listening, here's the application. The next time something goes wrong on your team, resist asking, why did that happen? Instead, try asking, what are 3 things that are working right now? Shift the focus to the buds on the branch.
It just primes the brain for creativity instead of defense. And maybe I'll leave you with this final thought. Excellence can't be standardized. The best feedback you can give someone doesn't judge them against a model. It holds up a mirror to the moments where they were their best self so they can see it and do it again.